Hello YouTube, Brent Peter here with you, coming to you from Dumaguete City. I'm down here on the famous Rizal Boulevard, the little boardwalk here in Dumaguete City. Come down, had to make another immigration run, folks, trying to avoid that Overstay Road, trying to stay in the good graces of the Philippines government, keep my visa up to date. I'm leaving on the 1st, going on a little 2-week adventure, and of course won't be back to the 15th. My visa expires on the 13th, so I thought I'd go ahead and handle that. So I came down here to the immigration office, applied for another 2-month extension. Everything's good to go. With that ACR card, it cut my cost in half or more. I think it was 1,800 pesos, which is less than $30 roughly, for a 2-month extension. She told me, she said, come pick your passport up on Thursday. And I said, whoa, that's not gonna work. I'm not gonna be here. Can I pick it up the 15th? She said, no, that's too long. We can't hold your passport that long. And of course I didn't argue. It took about a month for me to get my passport back this last round when I was getting my ACR card, but I didn't argue. I just said, okay, what do we need to do? She said, well, you can expedite it and pick it up this afternoon at 3 o'clock for another 1,000 pesos. So that's what we did. No complaints here. That way it's a one day deal. I'll get it over with and can go on about my life and won't have to mess around with the immigration office for another 2.5 months, because like I say, I still got 2 weeks left on my other one. So I guess that ACR card did come in handy. I was beginning to wonder. Of course, I did watch a video about getting a driver's license. Simon made a video on how to get a driver's license, and evidently you need that ACR card because you've got to be in the country for 6 months, and to be here 6 months, you got to have the ACR card. So shout out to Speaking of Asia. Thank you for the info. And at the end of this extension, I might just apply for a Philippines driver's license, just because of the fact that I like to be legal. And if that's what it takes, I've already paid for my 6 months, so might as well take advantage of that, even though I probably will wind up leaving the country and coming back. And just because I'm in Southeast Asia, folks, everything is right here at the palm of your hand. There's all these wonderful countries just a couple hours plane ride away. You can go to Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, and I plan on hitting these places, folks. I plan on hitting Bali. I plan on just making a big circle. Might even hit Laos and Cambodia. You never know. But first, I'll probably go ahead and take his advice, get me a Philippines driver's license, because like I say, I like to be legal, and right now I'm not. There's a little window. If you come to the Philippines and you've got a driver's license from your home country, well, it's just like you have a driver's license here in the Philippines, folks, but that only lasts for 90 days. And then you can't get you can't get a Philippines driver's license till you're in country 6 months. So you're looking at a 3-month window where you're driving around illegally. And so if you go to, and they have these little roadblocks all the time here in the Philippines, mainly checking the locals for their paperwork, make sure you're wearing a helmet. I've went through a couple of them. They've pretty much just waved me right on through, never even asked to see my information. I think it's more of for the local deals. I think they pretty much understand that most, not saying all, but most foreigners pretty much abide by the rules and are up to date on their paperwork and that kind of stuff. So, but they tell me all you got to do is, if they pull you over and ask how long you've been here, just tell them a month or so. But I don't like to fib. So and they tell me the penalty or the fine for that is pennies on the dollar. I mean, hardly nothing. Be more of a hassle to have to take care of it than what it would cost you, but I would still like to be legal. So shout out to Speaking of Asia for that information, and hopefully I'll be good to go for 2.5 months now. Like I say, I picked my passport up at 3 o'clock and should be good to go. So like I say, I'll be gone from the 1st to the 15th. It's going to hit Port-au-Prince, El Nido, maybe Coron. Have to play that by ear. Going to be there for 10 days. Going to fly back to Cebu City and turn right back around and head to Boracay. Stay there for 4 days and then come back to Dumaguete City. Folks, I'm getting kind of restless living up in Valencia. The walls are kind of starting to close in on me. It's a great place to stay, but after a while you pretty much there's not a whole lot going on in Valencia, which is what I like about it, but I have noticed that every time that I've needed to come to Dumaguete, I just dread it, just like coming today to have to handle this business. And it's only 6 kilometers away, which is about 4 miles. And I know that don't sound like a whole lot, but it's still a 20-minute ride, even though it's 4 miles, folks. This is the Philippines. Everything is a lot slower, more traffic, more congestion. So when I get back on the 15th of July, I may look into finding a place here in Dumaguete City just to get me back in the swing of things. Hopefully this little adventure will take some of this restlessness, irritability, and discontent out of my system, because that's a dangerous place for me to be. Like I say, may move back to Dumaguete City. Be right when I'm here, you know, I don't mind it at all. Everything's right here at your fingertips, and it's a great place. But just thinking of that drive, and I damn sure don't like to drive at night. So Dumaguete's pretty much off limits to me at night. Just y'all know, my buddy had a bad motorcycle accident. He's back in the States now, recovering. He don't have to have surgery, none of that, just gonna take time to heal. But I always got that in the back of my mind driving at night. You know, anything can happen. A dog can be running right out in front of you and screw your whole deal up. And being over here half a world away from everything I know, you know, I just try to be as careful as I can. And so I might try to find me a place here in Dumaguete City. Might not, still up in the air. Gonna play it by ear. But yeah, and when I get back, I would like to do some slow traveling through the Philippines. There's several islands, several spots that I'd like to hit. And when I mean spots, I mean not tourist spots, folks. I'm really not a Boracay, El Nido type of guy. But like I've told you before, I've got it's always been a place of interest, you know, but there is such thing as that paradise overload. When you go to a beautiful spot like that and you're all by yourself, it just kind of makes you feel more miserable or more alone than you've ever felt. So I've got a girlfriend now, and she wants to go, so we're going to go check it out, and I bet we'll have a good time. So have a travel partner to go to those places is another reason that I said let's do it. And when I get back, I may try to slow roll through some of these other islands. I'd rather do it on motorbike, but dealing with all these ferries, it's one of them deals. It's the ferries. If it's not the hassle of going through the ferries, it's returning the motorbike. So if you start here, wherever you go, you got to backtrack and come all the way back, unless you just make a big circle. And I would rather I don't know. I'm kicking around whether to buy a motorcycle, a secondhand motorbike, maybe a $500 bike or something like that. Ride it and get to the end of the line. I can just put it up for sale or walk off, and you know, I don't have to worry about some guy on another island wondering where his motorcycle is. So I'm kind of keeping that in the back of my mind and trying to figure out the best way to do that. Of course, I've already visited pretty much lots of these places on Negros, Siquijor. I've drove from Cebu City all the way to Dumaguete. I've drove all the way from here to Iloilo. So I'd like to find a different starting point. Maybe in southern Leyte or or mid-late, and just go for an adventure and really not have no destination. That's the way I like to roll. I motorbiked across Vietnam and had a blast. Traveling solo, just no plans, just I'll get to where I get. And I think it would be a lot of fun here in the Philippines doing the same thing if I didn't have to worry about getting that motorbike back to a certain point. And even that way it may be all right. But that's my future plans. But like I say, I had to start out today with getting this immigration deal handled. I've had a bunch of y'all try to ask me my information on how to get a hold of me, and I told you to just send me a friend request on that YouTube on Brent's Tripping on Facebook, I meant. And I'm having trouble with that because I can't figure out how to put the add friend deal on my Facebook account. I don't know if it's because it's a public account. I'm still trying to look into that, so be patient and I'll try to get that up. I looked at it all morning and last night, tried to YouTube how to do it. And I did read something that says, if it's a public page, which it kind of is, that I may not be able to put it to where you, but hell, I got them friends from somewhere, the friends that I do got on there, so I don't know, I can't remember how. I think it's all in my settings, but I'll try to figure that out. I'm not ignoring anybody. Like I say, I just don't feel comfortable putting my other personal information on here. So I'll try to get that up and running for you folks, and you can follow me there on Facebook, Brent's Tripping. And if you figure out how to send me a request, I'll damn sure accept it and go from there. I've had another guy ask me if I watch many videos from vloggers here in the Philippines. Well, not as many as I used to. Once I'm here, I used to watch this pretty much every night, several different channels. But once you're here, it's kind of a different story. The ones that have been here a long time, it's pretty much the same old. So I usually don't watch them. There's two or three, like I said, speaking of Asia, he's still out here figuring it out, folks, kind of like I am. He's still learning the areas, so he'll put out some information that I can use. Good restaurants, good places to stay, stuff like. Same with Kevin from that Too Much Time on My Hands. If you're wanting to see what rental properties or something like that, he usually has some good information about places for rent here in the area that I'm in. So I'll watch that kind of stuff and pretty much like airport hacks and stuff. I wish I would have watched his video a lot earlier on because I too screwed up and walked out the door at the Manila airport and couldn't get back in without jumping through all them hoops. And I didn't know you could just walk across there's a boardwalk on the 3rd or 4th floor that you can just walk straight across. But as soon as you leave the airport, you're screwed. So, or as soon as you walk out that door. So he's got lots of good information like that. And there's 2 or 3 other ones that I watch just for entertainment purposes. But yeah, I try to stay teachable, I guess is the word for it, because there's a lot about the Philippines that I don't know, and everything that I share on here is pretty much my opinion or my experience. So keep that in mind. And there's no right or wrong in any of them. I don't think. I think it's just, people are different, their opinions are different, and people are people. So that's where I'm at, folks. And if y'all got any questions for me, just leave them in the comments. I'll try to get back to them. And yeah, you notice I'm wearing a damn New York Yankee. I don't like the New York Yankees, but when I was trying to buy me a lid way back yonder, I ordered 12 lids, and I can only wear 2 of them. This one and that Texas Ranger ones. I love the Texas Rangers, by the way, but this one, the Texas Ranger ones, the Texas Ranger cap, and this one are the only 2 that kind of fit on them. They still don't fit right, but they come from Lazada. Half of them come crushed and mashed up, so I just give them damn things away. And trying to figure, I like the Texas Ranger one, but it's a wool hat, and a wool hat here in the Philippines is no bueno. This one's actually got the breathable holes, so it keeps my head kind of cool. So, but definitely not a Yankees fan, folks. So I'm sorry if you are. But yep, let me give you a little spanorama here. They're setting up. They've got something going on, something coming up pretty big. They fence this place off, so either you can't see the construction or you can't see the event that's fixing to come up. I'm not sure which. But as you can tell, they're doing a lot of setting up, lots of gates and all kinds of stuff. There's a stage here behind me, and I'm not sure what they really got going on, but that I'll be here to figure it out either. But anyway, folks, that's all I've got. I hope this message finds you well. That's all I've got for now. This is Rinse Tripping. Peace. I'll show y'all this tree up here. This tree is a pretty good symbol of what it means to never give up, folks. This thing is huge. As you can tell, she's been through some rough times, folks. The base of that tree, it's bigger than a car. You can't really tell it, but she never give up. Shows you, folks. It's never as bad as it seems. Keep on keeping on. All right, folks.